The hardest difficulty in God of War 2018 is Give Me God of War, and it is the easiest hard mode in the series. If you don't believe me, check this out. Dude, I think that was a boss? Here's a list of all the main quests in the game, and right here is where you can become completely overpowered. Today I'm gonna show you how to do it. Give Me God of War makes just about everything harder.
Oh, shit.
But there are two changes that are the most important. All enemy levels are increased to 1 or 2 levels above their normal level, and sometimes they fucking explode. This explosion increases their level again and makes them much harder to stagger, which can quickly turn a tough fight into a virtually unwinnable scenario. These changes are actually the most dramatic at the very beginning of the game, because Kratos kinda sucks. Both the Troll and Baldur have more health and deal more damage, but like all other enemies, their moves and abilities remain the same as any other difficulty. So if you've played the game before, this should all be familiar and reasonably straightforward. Here's where things get spooky. You're about 20 minutes away from one of the hardest fights in the game. You know you're in for a bad time when the camera focuses on Atreus doing something stupid. This fight below the bridge is Give Me God of War difficulty right here. If you can beat this fight, you can make it to the end of the game easily. After meeting Brock and upgrading the axe for the first time, we're ready to become overpowered. Well, if we skip past the maze and meeting Freya and getting yelled at by our snake overlord. Okay, now we're ready to become overpowered. First things first, upgrade the boy. We're gonna need him. Now, if we do what the game tells us to do, it will lock us into a 3 to 4 hour journey that involves climbing the mountain, failing to climb the mountain, letting a stranger teleport us to another dimension, and accidentally stumbling into a 1,000-year-long war. So instead of doing all that, we're just gonna take a boat. And since we've got some time to kill and no talking head,
oh, hello there.
Let's talk strategy. Unlike the Greek God of War games, 2018 gives Kratos stats that dictate his physical strength, his runic power, his luck? Huh? What? I don't know if you know anything about Kratos, but this man's luck stat is in the negatives. These stats come from the gear that Kratos equips, and each piece has a level attached. These levels combine to form Kratos' overall power level. While these stats are important for building towards certain playstyles, they are stupid dog shit useless compared to this level. This level determines how strong everything in the game is compared to Kratos. If Kratos is higher level than an enemy, it's easy baby gamer time. On the other hand, if Kratos is lower level than an enemy, oh my god, you're already on the floor! 1 level higher than you means they have a little bit more health and hit a little bit harder. 2 levels higher means all of their attacks get upgraded. Something that you could normal block before now needs a parry. And another move that you could parry before now has to be dodged. Anything higher than that is one-shot territory. So then how do we become overpowered? We raise our overall power level as high as possible, as quickly as possible. And there are an insane amount of things we can do right now in the open world to accomplish that. The first thing is the apples of Idun? Idun? What the fuck? And the Horns of Bloodmead. Collecting 3 of these increases your maximum health and rage bars respectively. The first 3 apples and the first horn are all on the main path from the start of the game to now. The second thing are the Eyes of Odin. There are 51 glowing green ravens in the game that sound like this. Every time you destroy one, you gain experience to buy abilities. So everywhere we go, we're looking for green birds or listening for this sound. So we can get some easy XP. The third thing, oh hey, we made it. The third thing is throwing your axe at these nightmares until they get bored and self-destruct. After that, we can direct boy to pick up our new favorite item, a treasure map. These maps will lead us to rare enchantments, resources, and hack silver to craft upgrades for all of our gear. Right next to the map is our first addition to the abandoned ship artifact set. Artifacts can be sold to Brock and Sindri for a shocking amount of hack silver, so make sure to pick those up. Next to that is a Nornir chest holding the 4th apple of fuck it, you know what it is. Now we sail east to the Cliffs of the Raven, where we accidentally summon some level 3 guys who have the potential to upgrade to level 4. Oh shit, he did it. Well, alright then. We really don't want that to happen, so focus on this guy and take him down quickly. The danger of exploring early is that a lot of guys are stronger than the god of war. After the fight, we talk to a spirit who says, "Surprise, you just started a side quest, idiot." And then he gives us our first axe pommel upgrade, so slap that thing on. Head north from the cliffs of the Raven to the Stone Falls, where we immediately pick up another treasure map. Unfortunately, this upsets the local poison witch. And I know it's kind of a bad time, but can I please pet your dog? There's a freaky red spirit here who tasks us with destroying a statue of Thor. He says that if we do it, we can loot his father's grave. Hey man, you're just in time for the Son of the Year award. You didn't win! With the slightest bit of puzzle solving, we can also loot the Golden Talisman of Protection, which is an incredible talisman to have this early. It increases your window for parrying attacks, making literally every fight easier completely passively. Hey man, what do you say we go rob that dude's dead father, huh? Sounds like a regular Friday night to me, brother. Or it would if this guy wasn't level 5. What the fuck? Yeah, we're definitely in one-shot territory against these guys. Dude, come here real quick. I'm gonna teach you a secret God of War technique that will land both of us in hell for sure. It's called Sacrifice the Child. Yep, yeah, that's fair. That's fair, it makes sense actually. When you direct Atreus to shoot enemies, he can actually taunt them off of you with repeated shots. And since he doesn't have a health bar, good luck, boy. So we fire a few shots from Boy, wait for them to swing at him, and then run in for an axe cleave to deal significant damage. You can try other attacks here, but at this level difference, they're very fast and will punish you. Once we've taken care of those guys, we're free to destroy the statue of Thor and desecrate a man's grave. You might be a bad person, but congratulations! You are now the proud owner of a legendary axe pommel. That's right, dude, you're level 1 and you now have a legendary item. Kratos, look how far we've come. It ups 3 of our stats and will occasionally explode with shock damage on any successful hit. It will also immediately jump to level 5 if we can find the right materials for it. You might be tempted to slide over to Veithurgard now that you've mastered the art of child endangerment, but don't do that. These guys on the beach are not fucking around, and it doesn't get any easier inside. We'll come back later. First, we head back to Terrible Son and tell him only the parts of the story that won't get us arrested. He rewards us with 2200 XP and an offering to Tyr. If we take that to Brock, we can immediately craft level 3 wrist armor, with great stats, a blessing from Tyr, and most importantly, an enchantment socket. Like armor, every enchantment has a level associated with it that will raise Kratos' overall level when equipped. Continuing north around the lake from the Stone Falls leads to a realm tower and our first realm tear. Now me personally, I'm not putting my hand in that for $1 trillion, but I guess Kratos is just built different, or just built stupid. The dudes that come out are probably beatable now, but I decided to come back later. I don't want you guys to think I'm like too good at video games, you know? Flexing my abilities, it just comes naturally to a man of my talents. The next tower is much easier as the guys are mostly level 3. Then we head to the Forgotten Caverns where another apple awaits. Remember, there are only 9 apples in the game, and we now have 5 of them. And we're still here, the second quest in the story. So I hope you're hungry. Lighting the brazier here summons some more icy lads to slap silly. And seeing as how I just got 4000 XP from completing a labor, this is a great time to talk about the experience we've gained. Virtually everything you do gives you experience, from picking up artifacts to blowing up birds. At this point, I had 14,000 total and was able to buy all of Atreus' available moves and probably half of Kratos'. Anyway, this guy gives us the Corrupted Remnant, which upgrades a pommel that we don't care about because we stole ours from a dead... we just fucking found it somewhere. The Isle of Death has another brazier, and again, the reward is... useless. But it's also where we dig up our first treasure. Whoa, Leap Tier Alloy used to upgrade pommels with shock damage. Yo! That's what ours does! We have one more location with one more brazier, and while the crafting item is once again useless, the XP is very nice. Now that we've gathered enough crafting materials, we can head back to Brock. Here you can craft a chest armor and a waist armor, and after upgrading both to +1, you should hit level 2. It might not seem like much, but this is a huge power level increase. And as it so happens, our boy Brock needs help in the Volander mines. It's a good thing we leveled up because this place has a soul eater. Never mind, I guess he's leaving? I guess we'll just loot his chests, take his treasure map, and bounce. Nah, just kidding. We're gonna fucking murder this guy. At level 2, the soul eater will only take a quarter of your health with each hit, and you'll also do a decent amount of damage back. Once that's done and we loot his remains like he's some guy's dead father, we can grab a light runic attack from a chest. I prefer Hell's Touch, but at least now you've got options. Brock, buddy, I love you, but if you give me one more goddamn axe pommel as a reward, so help me God. With the treasure map we picked up in Volander, we can head back to the Cliffs of the Raven and get some fat loot. At level 2, we're strong enough to head back to Vaethergard, where the purple health bars have turned a bright orange. I'm not a doctor, but that sounds bad. Vaethergard also has a set of artifacts so you can get your hack silver pumping. A lot of the enemies here are level 4, so if you're struggling with them, just let the dragon play the game. Let the dragon do his thing, okay? If it helps you, say thank you, dragon, and be on your way. Also, if you see any of these wards that are chaining him to the earth, you should probably break those. We need some good karma, man. Our first major reward here is the second Horn of Bloodmead. And near the front gates of the keep, we have the dig site for our third treasure map, which contains more leap tier alloy, and oh my god, we're gonna have a level 5 axe pommel. And what's that sound I hear? That's the beautiful sound of free XP. That was my 13th Raven, by the way. Inside the keep is more loot and some stories, and maybe the hardest boss fight you can do right now. I'm scared. His name is Dowdy Hamar, which is the Norse version of Kendrick Lamar. I would recommend throwing the axe at his head for easy stuns and playing very carefully. Making liberal use of the child distraction technique will go a long way on this one, just don't get arrested. This is the one fight I would recommend skipping if you're getting frustrated, but the rewards are really good. The Horn of Heimdall Talisman is the aggressive counterpart to the Golden Talisman of Protection, and it sounds great. Leviathan's Wake is also a fun runic attack, but you can hold off until later without missing out on too much. Once you free the dragon, you get a pretty bad enchantment, if I'm honest. I'm sorry, dragon. Thanks for obliterating that Tatzelworm for me. Head back to Brock and sell all of your artifacts that you've collected. That's right, baby, we're balling out. Oh, did you lovingly craft this with your bare hands, idiot? I'm rich now. Upgrade your chest and waist armors to level 2, upgrade Atreus' bow, and then spend some XP on the new abilities. I also upgraded Hell's Touch here because it's one of the best runic attacks in the game. Now you can handle that Realm Tear that I abandoned earlier, especially if you cleave this guy so good that he pulls a rare Levitation Surrender.
Honestly, dude, my bad. This hammer is way too fucking hot, and I knew that.
The Realm Tear gives us Dust of Realms, which will let us upgrade our talismans. So I upgraded the Horn of Heimdall to level 5, and the Grip of Volander up to 4, since we're so close to hitting level 3. We're finally out of things to do in this main section of Midgard, so let's head towards the mountain. The level 2 guys on the bridge with green health bars will be in awe of your power, and you should promptly kick the absolute shit out of them. A little further along, we find Sindri, who now sells resurrection stones. But those are for cowards, am I right? Real gamers never take L's, ever, for any reason. Yeah, I'll take 15 for me and none for the boy. Next to Sindri's tent is the third Horn of Bloodmead, meaning we've gotten our first rage upgrade. With a little DIY construction work, we can find one more light runic attack, giving you 4 choices before our final challenge in Midgard, the Ogre. When the fight starts, this man has a green health bar. Your life is mine. All I had to do was get behind him, use super fast arrows to keep his stagger bar from decaying, punch his back a few times, and the fight is basically over. I was poisoned and getting hit by enemies, but since we're the same level, it didn't really matter. You can give me God of War, I promise. Enjoy your well-deserved victory lap, King. And the craziest thing is that he drops a frozen flame. So by the time we reach the next shop, we can upgrade our axe, and boom, we're level 3 at the very start of Alfheim, which means that we're higher level than most of the enemies here, and you have the tools to ruin their lives. Just to recap, by the time we reach the end of the second main quest, we have a legendary pommel, most of the combat skills, Boy's quiver is maxed, we've looted 3 different treasures, collected 3 runic attacks, 5 apples, 3 horns, and we're now the strongest god in Alfheim. But that's not good enough for me. And also, fuck this place. We're grabbing 2 more apples, that's a health upgrade, yes sir. We're grabbing 2 more horns of mead, that's a drinking problem, yes sir. I'm trying to find my wife in the light cause I miss her, yes sir. I don't like Alfheim. Let's go get even stronger in Midgard. Fafnir's storeroom holds the Wrath of the Frost Ancient's runic attack. Thanks to our power gaming, we're strong enough to laser beam a fucking ogre. What game are we even playing right now? You want to take your bald head to the next level? I got one word for you, brother. Travelers. These boys farm aura for breakfast, and they'll definitely one-shot the shit out of you. This guy's level 7, and that's almost certainly higher than 3.
Oh, shit.
But traveler levels don't really matter since you're going to be dodging all of their attacks anyways, and they're slow as hell. If you can manage to take these boys down, your power will skyrocket. They drop both traveler armor shards and grizzly trophies. After destroying the 3 travelers around the lake, you can use the trophies to craft a level 4 belt and the armor shards to craft a level 4 chest. Upgrade Tyr's gauntlets and the Horn of Heimdall, slot in some enchantments, and now you're level 4. If we keep hunting travelers, and I mean going absolute monkey mode on every traveler we can find, we can upgrade all the traveler gear and go from level 4 to level 5 in under an hour. And now you are unstoppable. Any enemies in the main quest will be crying and shitting as you mow them down with no effort. We don't even have the Blades of Chaos, which will boost you to level 6 instantly. Anything after that should probably be saved for the post game where Sigrun will kick your ass. But until then, we've broken Give Me God of War. Oops, I missed one.